Björs, 31 years old from Sweden. I'm an UEFA A diploma coach. I've been working for the Swedish under-23s national team and for the men's top division Örebro SK. Currently I'm doing my second year at KIF Örebro in women's top division. And today we're gonna have a practical session with football strength, football fitness, which includes mobility, activation, running techniques, skipping variations, endurance. And to my help I have my team captain Frida.
Hey, my name is Frida Abrahamsson. I'm 25 years old. I live in Sweden and I'm the captain of KIF Örebro, who plays in the highest league in Sweden.
And now we're gonna talk about, first to start with, how you plan your team's season. We're gonna look at the whole year plan. We're gonna go into parts of that season, and I'm gonna give you one example week from my team in the Swedish top division for women. We're also gonna talk about speed in football, how you train sprint speed in football, and what football fitness is. We're also gonna talk about GPS data and the demands of football. When planning the season for your team, it's important to start with looking at an overview of the whole season. What does the season look like before you do anything else? I created this system for my team, for example. It says month and date and different periods in between. This is an example. You can do as you wish in your team, but I'm gonna give you an idea. Here you have the different periods within a season. We have pre-season before spring season starts. This is when the players come back from vacation. This is the first that happens in the new year. And it starts the 14th of January for us, for example. And it lasts until the 13th of April. After that you have the spring season, when the league starts. The league starts the 14th of April, until we go on at the summer break. You have the summer break between these dates. Then you have the pre-season before the autumn starts, the training weeks before the season restarts again after the summer break. You have the autumn season until the last game of the season, and you have the after season. That means how do we train the last weeks when we don't have any more competitive games to play. So this is an overview for me and my team and my coach staff to look at. We have the dates here. This line says training all together or individually. For example, in this line it says that if it's individual training or training with the team, and most of the time it's training with the team. But here, for example, individual training during the vacation, which is between these dates. They have 21 days off, and within specific dates there they have their individual program that I have given to them. And we start up again from this date, and here on it's only training with the team. It's part-time individually during the winter break in the after season around Christmas and so on. Here it says number of trainings and games every week. So we look at our plan, our calendar, and all planned games, and we will see that we will have approximately 5 trainings a week plus 1 game average from the 2nd of February. So now we know the amount of training and games, which is important. And we can see that when the season starts, the number of average games increase. And we need to take that into account when we plan our training weeks, for example. Within the summer break, we have 2 friendly games and 6 trainings a week. This is not average. We have 2 friendly games total, and 6 trainings every week, almost, if you count on average. Here we have 1 friendly game and 5 trainings every week, approximately. before the season starts up again. And when the season starts up again, we see that we have 4 to 5 trainings a week. We go down a little bit due to that we only have competitive games here all the time, and 1.25 of a game every week in average, which means some games, some weeks when it's at its worst or best, if you want to say so, we play 3 games in 8 days, for example. So we need to take this into account. And after the seasons, we decrease the training load to 3-4 trainings a week, no games. I also wrote a column for comments. Just to clarify things, it says individual program here during specific dates. Competitive game already when the Swedish Cup group stage is played, so that we know that we have competitive games early, which means that we cannot kill our players totally in training. We need to take into account that we have games that we need to win early in the season. Comment here. Oh, it's World Cup this year, which makes difference for us during the spring. We go on an earlier summer break and have a longer break due to this World Cup year. We only have 7 games in the spring season. That's really little, which gives us 2 months without a competitive game during the summer. But when we start up again, we have a short period to start up again and get ready. And after only 3 weeks of training, we're gonna play 15 games within 3 months. So it's a special season, and we need to look at this. And also here it says that in the winter break we have many from our under-19s team in training with us, and tryout players in front of the 2020 season, for example. So this is a good overview to create. And I give you one example of how things can look during spring season here, for example. I'm gonna zoom this out. It can be hard to see, but here you have the days every week and the dates. And then you have if it's an early training or a later training in the day. And this is a good way to keep hold of every week. You can do this every week. You can write in how many minutes you do every exercise, which exercise you do, what type of training. Here says recovery, but really demanding for those who didn't play against Linköping the day before. And you get kind of a total load index here that you can use every training, and by doing that you get diagrams of the load during a week for different kinds of players. Those who play less than 60 minutes, those who play more than 60 minutes a game, and those who didn't play at all. So different models. I know that this is hard to understand, but I just mean that make sure that you have a system. Create a system that you can use. Here's an example of how it can look. I actually took one real week from our team in the women's top